It's really nice to be with you. It's been a while. There hasn't been a Rob's Ramblings for a while because of VapeCon, and I've just returned. I'm safely back at home. I've managed to get some sleep, and yeah, there's a bit of a report back on VapeCon. I have to start out by saying, beyond my wildest expectations, I've got to take my hats off to the team of, and I know I'm going to miss out people, but there's 3 people that have to be mentioned, and that's Warren, Sherry, and Luke. Fantastic job. I know you had lots of help, and there were people from all over getting involved, but without the 3 of you, and particularly I think I have to single out Warren, who started this all off with E-Cigs SA way back a year or 2 ago. I don't think anybody can deny the fact that E-Cigs SA has had a major impact on vaping in South Africa. And I think what I really enjoyed is that I think a lot of people realized that there's more to Warren than just Vape King. And he really does have a heart of gold. I know he can be quite obstreperous sometimes, but at the end of the day, his heart is pure, and that's what I love about him. Yes, he's an introvert, he doesn't communicate, but that's the way he is, and he created E-Cigs SA for all of us, and we've all had a wonderful time on E-Cigs SA, and VapeCon was definitely a exhibition for the vendors and the people alike. So I think that probably has healed a few wounds, and people have realized that there's a lot more to E-Cigs SA and VapeCon than meets the eye. I mean, the turnover at VapeCon was unbelievable, and I'm going to put it out there. Based on chatting to a lot of the vendors and looking at their turnover, I would have to say that the turnover at VapeCon was over the 1 million rand mark. Fantastic. I mean, one customer walked into one of the vendors and bought 29 grand's worth of stuff in one transaction. We had over 500 visitors, and the other thing that I really found interesting was how many of those visitors were not formats. If I had to guess, I would say that probably half the visitors were formats, and the other half came from God knows where. Yes, I assume a lot of them came because the vendors told them about them. We had the street pole advertising. But for a first VapeCon, 10 out of 10. There are a few people also that bear mention, and I have to say hi-ho Silver, Ernst, such a stable human being and such a valuable member of the admin team. Analyzes everything to the nth degree, never speaks out of turn, just really likable, and hi-ho, love you to bits. And his sidekick on the day was Yanaki, a coil master of note and a very technically competent. It was interesting, the beginner workshop was packed to the gills. I mean, I stood and watched quite a lot of the people, and they listened to every single word that hi-ho and Yanaki spoke. I mean, it kind of, I think we get very technical online, and we sometimes forget just how much we've learned thanks to the forum and how much people need to learn. So I guess at the next VapeCon we will concentrate on the beginners more than the experts, because the experts, we talk every day of our lives. And I like to call myself an expert, but not when you compare the likes of John Yanaki. Also, something that I really enjoyed at VapeCon were the promo girls. Absolutely, VapeCon had girls, and some of the vendors had girls, and they were absolutely awesome. It was quite interesting that Goose, Dev, spent the day converting one of the promo girls from a smoker to a vapor, because she was a smoker and she was just there as a promo girl, and they said, well, there's no ways that you can smoke, so here's a device. And by the end of the day, she kind of was a converted smoker. So that was a good one. Also, thanks to Goose, Dev, for taking the photos. If you've been on the forums, and I'll throw a few in into this video, outstanding quality, just makes the recording of the event so awesome. I can't wait for the videos, because there was a drone taking videos, there was video footage, Phil was there with his camera, so I can't wait for that. Was really happy when Philip Zadiac, Z-Man, won the 12 grand package of vape gear. Couldn't have gone to a better recipient. That was just awesome. Let me talk about some of the stuff. I didn't really get a chance to spend too much time at the vendors. I didn't want to stand in queues, and there were queues at quite a few of the vendors, and I basically got all the stuff that I need. But it was, I think, Juice. There are a lot of exciting things happening on the Juice. I spent a bit of time with Paulie and his boys, testing all those juices, and one that stands out for me that I bought was Stash, Lushington. It's a peaches and cream, and it's probably the best peaches and cream, so that's standing by. I mean, you taste so many juices at an event like that. Now I'm sitting quietly. I've got my 2 spare Tayfun GT2s that Yanaki did temperature sensing coils for me, very kindly, and those are going to be my testers along with my SX Mini. So I'm basically going to take my time, test all these juices. I also managed to steal some guava. This is Paulie's DIY guava, and I tasted that and I said, gimme. So he gave me a little bottle. Thanks, Paulie. Then Kieran cornered me and slipped a bottle of e-liquid Project Island Ice into my paw. And this I'm really looking forward to. It's a menthol, I think it's mango and pineapple, but it's I did do some testing there, and it tastes what else? I also got some bell caps for the sub tank from Kieran. Then I visited Vapor Mountain, got my Vapor Mountain hat. I got my Vapor Mountain beanie for winter, and my Vapor Mountain t-shirt, which I really appreciated. And then, you know how much I love being a world first. Like, this is the first Woodville, 2015 Woodville in the world, and it was in my paw. And I have the pleasure of getting the first bottle of Vapor Mountain Special Reserve Oak Aged Ice. Okay, this hasn't been released into the world yet, because Benji's not 100% happy with it, and he wants to age it a bit longer. But after having tasted his VM4 Special Reserve that was oak aged, I'm not a fan of VM4, but the oak aged one is actually quite vapeable, and I know it's probably his #1 seller. But I really am looking forward to this. It was really nice to see Benji and Christelle from Vapor Mountain. Really nice that you guys came up. Nice to see Rios being sold at a rate of knots, and always great to catch up. Then I went to visit my friends at Craft Vapor, and I know he's somebody who also takes this e-liquid. He's definitely not a DIY, slap it together, put it in a bottle type of guy, and I really had no intention of buying any juice, because you know me and juice, I'm a Philistine. But I got cornered by his beautiful wife, who said, try this. So I sat down with them and I went through some of the new juices, and immediately started ordering and paying for juice. The first one that I tested was Earnestly Hemingway, and that was a need to have, so I bought a bottle of that. Next up was Shea Guava, which is I love guava, and I managed to find 2 guavas, Shea Guava and Paulie's Guava. And then Devil in Disguise, which I thoroughly enjoyed. And the one that surprised me the most, I didn't even want to try this one because it says Crossroads Tobacco, and I thought, I don't do tobacco at all. And I thought, oh, what the hell, let me test it anyway. So I bought 4 of the new 5 flavors from Craft Vapor. Then I shot across to the new Durban company, Hazeworks, and did some testing there, and not only scored Sunset from them, but I got a couple of sample bottles to test of the other juices. I also picked up also new juice manufacturer, Nostalgia. I managed to get 5 sample bottles of their juice for testing. Oh yes, let's not forget World Wonders. I haven't really had a chance to test their juice in the past, and I got a bottle of Stonehenge and Colosseum. Also look awesome, because you do remember. And then also NCV Vapes, love their bottles. Really, I love different things like that. I mean, it was really clever to import these special bottles with these fantastic tips, so I don't have to go and look for syringes and things. What else did I get? Oh yes, also was happy to say that we now have a Vicious Ant agent in South Africa. The chap's name is Big B, Brian. He was there with Mike and Howie. Incidentally, Howie was my fishing partner. We've spent many hours on the water. They were there. Howie was from Just B, and Mark's the Joburg rep for them all. So I bought a couple of Vicious Ant drip tips. I always wanted a stinger. I got a stinger, and then I got a couple of, what are these things? Chaplin tips. I didn't really buy much else because I was too busy talking shit on the microphone, as only I love to do. But all in all, I can't stop raving, because it was the first of its kind in the country, and often these things can go terribly wrong, but this just went so terribly right. And for all those vendors and people who missed VapCon, sorry for you, you really missed a fantastic opportunity. It was really nice to go and meet the vendors face to face and to talk to them, and you build a relationship. I mean, if I'm going to buy something, I'm going to buy from somebody I know rather than somebody I don't know. So all in all, it was fantastic. I didn't get much sleep. I mean, we drove up on Friday, and Friday afternoon I met with Hi-Ho and Dev. and we had some drinks, and then we had a awesome dinner at Byra Alta at Monty, and lots of people came to visit and talk, and we had a wonderful dinner. I made the mistake of ordering a hot peri-peri chicken, and that thing was almost unedible. It was just too hot. So I won't make that mistake again, but the company was fantastic. It was really nice to actually get some one-on-one time with everybody, because as it turned out, VapeCon Day was busy for everybody, and we didn't really get much of a chance to sit down and chat. We did on Sunday morning. We had a breakfast farewell for Johan. We're really going to miss him, but he will still be on the forum, even though he'll be sitting in Ireland. We will still have access to our electronics expert. But all in all, would I go up for the next one? Absolutely. There's no ways I'm ever missing a VapeCon. Once again, I have to say thank you to Warren, Sherry and Luke, and all the helpers. It was nothing short of epic. If you missed out, you must have major FOMO, because we had a jaw. It was absolutely awesome. And then I come home and there's a parcel waiting from me from John Bensley in Knysna. And I know he's been working on this Rio for me for some time. And it is, may I present, the Dice Rio. Okay, he's taken my stabilized wood, he's cut little discs, he's grounded holes into the Rio, and he's embedded the wood, and I now have a Rio that I can take to the casino. This is my gambling Rio. I mean, and then I've got a special Rob button from Jacques in Kokstad, and I put on a new Stinger, Vicious and Stinger drip tip, and my Rio collection is looking mighty fine. I must say, I've had this now for 24 hours, and I keep picking it up and touching and feeling it, and I mean, it's just the artwork that goes into something like this. I can't draw, I can't do anything technical like that. So when I get something like this, I just so appreciate it. So I'll be taking some photos a bit later. I think because Alex showed me how to take macro shots with my iPhone with a new app. So I'm going to be testing that a bit later. So that's, oh, what else? I also got some crazy drips from Vape Club. Check this. That's a drip tip. Oh my goodness. Not sure I'll ever use it, but they were just so awesome. I had to just get them because they were want to have as opposed to need to haves. Yeah, that's really. I also got some dielectric grease. Thank you, Alex. That's for my rear contacts and my buttons. My rear contacts and my batteries. But all in all, it was a weekend to remember, and I'm sure we'll be talking about it for a very long time. If I've missed out any thank yous, sorry guys. I know there's a million of you out there that made it a fantastic weekend, and it's been really nice to be with you. See you next time.
Oh, it's so